Welcome back to the Listen Up podcast, where we analyze a new album each week. I'm Jamie, and this week we've got me, Nick,
Woo!
Jordan.
Hey, you're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
And joining us once again is Ethan.
Sheesh.
This week we're going to be taking a kind of a different kind of look at Neo Wax Bloom by Iglooghost, released in 2017, and it was picked by Ethan. Ethan, I guess if you want, you can say why you chose this album, and if you also want to introduce kind of what we're going to do with the album, you can also do that.
Sure.
If you'd like.
Yeah, so definitely around the same time that I listened to Dark Side of the Moon, the last time I was on the podcast, I also got super into electronic music. And since electronic music doesn't really have much for lyrics, the only other thing to focus on was the beat and melody, which I found super interesting. And so on bus rides to school and stuff, I would think of music videos in my head of what's going on during the song. And
makes sense.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to bring that exercise to you guys, because this album is really, really good for making music videos with in your head.
That's true.
So I wanted to see kind of what you guys thought of it, what stories you guys made up, stuff like that.
Have you guys ever played any Kirby games before?
I played a few.
I have, but only in the Walmart demo.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I did it a little bit there.
There's a Kirby game that I had as a kid, and I can't remember the exact name of it right now, but it was the one on Nintendo 64. And
no.
It's still my favorite one that I've ever played, but I felt like the Neo Wax Bloom was kind of like that Kirby music on
I totally get
speed,
that.
or it was just very amped up, and a very amped up and chaotic version of the Kirby music, especially looking at the album art and stuff. I kind of felt that way too, with the different colors.
I think a lot when I was doing this, I kind of had the same a similar vibe. Not necessarily pointing to one game in particular or anything, but any visual images I created for it, they were all super stylized and animated.
Absolutely.
None of it was real people or anything. It was all just a very thickly color rich animated environment.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was the exact same way when I did mine.
I feel like I had too many walls up in my brain when I was thinking about it. I was like, what kind of situations could I imagine this? I was imagining people in most of the situations.
Okay.
But it was difficult for me to come up with different scenarios for each song while only thinking of people. But for some reason my brain didn't broaden out into an animated space like it should have.
Oh, see, yeah, mine had animated and it fucking ran with it.
Yeah. I was better at thinking of imaginative spaces when I was a kid. I feel like I've trained my brain out of it.
Been institutionalized.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've just
been.
been.
The school system's broken you.
I was gonna say domesticated,
Wow,
but that's the wrong word.
Yeah, that is the wrong word.
Oh God, Nick's been domesticated.
Definitely the wrong word. Considering I'm just a.
Is there a bottle
man.
cap on that drink?
No. Okay.
Oh
so
no.
It's this thing that you put in the freezer and then you put down in the drink.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot you had that.
Cold.
I was
Jamie
like,
gave that
what
to me
the
2 or 3 years ago, and then I lost them for a year and a half, and now I found them again.
Good stuff.
Jordan, what about you?
Okay, yeah, I was just thinking I don't know if I had anything specific, but I was also it would have a lot of jump cuts, there would be no frame that lasted longer than 3 seconds probably.
That's fair.
And
fast paced.
it'd probably either be that's all I could think about. Like, because I also do the music video thing, but I do it not with just instrumental music. I do it with just like any song I listen to.
Sure.
Usually, there's like a music video in my head.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking there'd be like, so many like jump cuts and like it could be centered around a person, but like getting different angles of the person like every time, or just I don't know exactly what they'd be doing during this. Maybe even like nothing. Maybe just be like kind of like an art piece where they're just like sitting in a room or something. But it wouldn't be the same person doing like the same thing. It'd be like a different person every single time. But it'd just be like chaotic, I think. Also,
Okay.
and I was even thinking like kind of the cartoon is more like it'd even be like if there's like a visualizer for this, it'd be like someone on LSD. Wait, sorry. It'd be someone like I can just see like some cartoons like rainbow eyes just like going as like, and then like the background changing colors too, like as this like song goes, if that's what like the visualizer was.
Absolutely.
I guess it.
That's kind of what I thought.
With the situation you were just describing with the different people, kind of like the different people in the different camera angles in the same area, that made me think of do you guys remember the song Gemini that I showed you by Knox Fortune? Jamie probably does. Yeah, with the whip
I
crack
don't
in
remember.
I love that song.
The music video to that is what you reminded me of, but audience isn't gonna get that. Just kind of figured I'd throw it out there.
It's
Check
okay.
out Knox Fortune whenever you're done checking out Iglooghost.
Audience will not understand that one.
It's okay.
Yeah, so I guess then we can get a little bit more specific now that we have our little overall kind of general ideas. Do we want to go like in turn or go song by song?
I'd hit a song by song, and then kind of chip in when you feel when someone says they're done, or when it seems like they're done.
Okay.
If you have something to like contribute
To
about
offer.
that song, go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, I guess so then the first track on the album it's called Pale Eyes, and I think it might be my favorite track on the whole album.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it starts stronger for me. I don't want to get ahead of it, but Peanut Choker is also pretty good.
Yeah, I love
it's
Peanut
probably my
Choker.
favorite.
That's my favorite title on the album for sure.
It's
Peanut
definitely the best title.
Peanut Choker.
But yeah, with Pale Eyes, it like I don't know, for me,
Mint.
and it kind of where I had some separate stories that also tied into other just mental threads that I went through here. But it opened. I don't know. It just felt to me. I pictured like a really dark like forest, and this is with the caveat:
Okay.
everything in here is all very stylized and animated. But it was kind of just like a really dark backdrop, and then there's sounds at the beginning that are it's like ooh, ooh, baby. Like in the little background, there's little sounds.
Yep.
And so when I had that, I kind of was seeing like not necessarily like animals were being illuminated with like spotlights, but those sounds looked like they were coming from little animals that would become a little bit more like they would light up a little bit, and then it would change around the scenery, and then every time there was like the huge reverberating bass in the background, I would see like just this big like start as a circle of color really concentrated in the middle, and then kind of like a ripple effect as it expands out from there. And that's just kind of
Okay.
what I saw, and then that kind of like built more and more. And mine, I'll also get ahead a little bit. The next song is called it's called something Ink Burst. I don't know why. I didn't
Super
recognize-
Ink Burst.
Yeah, Super Ink Burst. So it kind of that's one of the pairings on the album where they play into each other, and then it would be like when that song drops for me, it would be a hard cut from like the dark forest to a person like kind of running through a bunch of alleys trying to get away from like flashing lights or someone was chasing them or something. But the entire song for that, I would just see that this person is kind of like running, and it would start with like a jump cut right on the switch of those two songs for me. And they were just trying, like, they're on the run trying to like escape some unshown
entity.
Yeah, some bad entity that makes you feel kind of like on the edge, like, oh god, I hope they get away.
The devil.
Oh no, that's actually interesting. That feeling of suspense. I listened to probably I listened to the whole album today while I was driving, like to and from places before the podcast, and it made my entire ride just feel suspenseful. Like every song, I was like, I'm on a mission, or I'm getting away from something. It was funny.
And it kind of, a few of them I was driving whenever I listened to it when I took Vic to work today and then back, and a few of the songs I was like, why is this so stressful for no reason?
There you go.
I did enjoy it. It was difficult to think of music video ideas driving like in that environment, but it was almost like I enjoyed it in a different way. I hadn't listened to electronic music like this in forever. I hadn't listened to it consistently since middle school, early high school, when we were in our dubstep,
of course,
party Skrillex phase.
Absolutely,
yeah. Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of too.
But it was good.
Oh man, Porter Robinson, definitely Knife Party. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. It was like a throwback for me, and it was almost like a revival. Like I realized that I still enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. So what did you guys kind of see listening to Pale Eyes?
For me, with Pale Eyes, I kind of saw it as, like, through the entire album, I saw it as like one continuous movie because a lot of the songs kind of flowed into each other, which I love in albums. And yeah, so I saw like a village opening, also in a forest. Just super calm, everyone going about their things. And then the second Super Ink burst comes in, like some raiders or something, like breaks down the front door, comes in, just starts wrecking shit up. Yeah, and then my favorite part in Super Ink burst, like halfway through the song, when that beat drops, that's when the like main villain comes in and starts beating the shit out of the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that part.
Have
It's
any
good.
of you
That-
seen the new anime on Netflix, Yasuke?
Nope.
Yes.
No.
Wait,
You
is
have?
that the one that's like with all those memes on it?
I don't know. I've only seen 2 episodes of it, but
The one where he's like dying on like the side of a cliff or something, and he's like, "Talk to me" or something.
No,
you know?
that's Invincible. No.
Oh.
That's a different thing. But
Oh. Whoops.
but the situation you were describing, I was kind of thinking of that village in my brain, Ethan.
Interesting. I just felt
Take your time,
Invincible
Jordan.
is also a great show.
It is.
had to yell at it. I know I need to watch it. I was gonna say Pale Eyes. I don't know if I imagined anything for this one. It was very. I usually don't do it for more melodic songs, just because it's more of like a feeling I get. But which is why I listen to like a lot of hype music, I guess. But
Sure.
I just really liked the. It was very melodic at the beginning, but then when the beat drops a little bit towards the ending, it kind of starts speeding up, and that's why it started becoming a little more Skrillexy to me at that point, but it also started getting a little better to me also because I like more of that kind of style. So immediately I did like the first song more towards the end.
Nice.
Yeah, I said I felt like Pale Eyes, my bad. It's Iglooghost.
Silly.
I'm
Iglooghost.
done.
Pale Eyes.
But I said it felt like I was being dropped into the first Cyberpunk 2077 trailer, Like the first time
Yeah.
they ever showed like
Yeah.
the game, and everyone had the highest hopes ever, or maybe even
That's
like
pretty
No
funny.
Man's Sky or something.
Okay.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like these sci-fi landscapes, like you're emerging into a new world. That seems like a common theme that a lot of us had when thinking about this with the electronic intro.
I just think it kind of suits it. Yeah, and for Bug Thief, it was kind of I just had no idea with that one. That's the third track. For me, it was just like it just felt like a weird, chaotic, like ethereal, just colorscape, just like shapes and objects. Like I had nothing concrete for that one. It was just, and there were a couple like that for me, where it was just kind of just like weird chaos. That was kind of not a break, but like separating out a few different scenes that I clearly saw for like further songs. It would just be like not a commercial break, but like just kind of like
Interlude type.
Crazy.
transition.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
even.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say not even really an interlude because it is a full song, but
right.
yeah, it was difficult to come up with a specific vibe. Is what you're saying.
That one was hard. It was
Yeah.
very, very chaotic.
That one for some reason I can't remember the sounds that made me think what I thought, but it made me think of Real Steel, the movie with Hugh Jackman and the like big robots.
really?
Finding robots?
Yeah, I said
Okay.
it was like that,
Okay.
but with a more. I don't know if anyone's seen Euphoria, but the way
Not yet.
the way the cameras move and the like neon lights and the
Yeah.
low light with the neon overtones, like if that was in Real Steel, I feel like that was kind
Something
of
like that.
song.
Okay.
Oh, so like Detective Pikachu.
Ooh.
Exactly.
What?
That's
There
the
we
same
go.
vibe. Yeah.
That's the vibe.
What about Ethan or Jordan? Did you have anything for Bug Thief? Still some of the little
not-
ants.
I did like the like I guess they're not like chimes in the background. I don't know what like I can't even tell what like sound that is, but it's more of like it sounds like a wind chime if it was like like it sounds like an electric wind chime is the only
Yeah,
thing
I get
that I
it.
can think of.
I get it.
It sounds like
An electric
But,
wind chime.
I don't know how else to describe
No,
it,
there's-
but
Makes sense.
Iglooghost is so good at making just these really weird, like, electronic sounds out of, like, he's
I'm
so
like-
good at it.
Because
Like, what
definitely on
is
this
that?
album, there's a lot of that. Where I was like, I don't know what that is, but it's interesting.
Yeah,
yeah, and like it has to be like some bass instrument or sound, or like the sound has to come from somewhere. Like I guess it doesn't
Right.
have to be an instrument, but like the sound has to come from somewhere. It's just like it's either distorted enough or like manufactured enough where I don't even remember, or I don't even know like what the
Yeah.
actual
What the source
original thing is.
Instrument
Yeah.
or sound
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
I got you.
But I like it though. I liked
Nice.
it. It was still a little upbeat. Not as upbeat as I would usually like it. Like the Skrillex is just like I'm so used to listening to Skrillex,
Yeah.
which is a little bit more intense than this, and like I just like those like hard hitting like I'm trying to remember everything. It's like the hard hitting it's not like drill noises, but like that's kind of what it is.
sure.
But
Not drill type beats, but
no,
literal
no, not
drill noises that are altered. I get what you
I'm
mean.
into
yeah.
drill noises. That's what I like in songs.
like that. Wow.
Right, yeah. I think...
I do get
mean,
what you're saying with drill noises, like compared to Skrillex.
Yeah, the easiest way to, I think, say is like with Skrillex and stuff, it's a lot easier to comprehend than Iglooghost. Because, I mean, he just throws everything out there with his songs. It's weird, but in a
I
great
guess
way.
that's true. I didn't
Skrillex
know-
is for normies.
Well, I mean,
I don't
didn't
I don't
say
know
it.
what. You heard it here first.
Yeah, but-
Jordan thinks that only basic people listen to Skrillex.
Exactly.
I mean, that is kind of true.
No, hey, I listen to Skrillex. Okay, I like Skrillex. Okay. Anyway.
Skrillex is a
I
good
rest my
introduction.
case.
Yeah,
Well-
it's got to start somewhere.
But I was gonna talk about Solar Blade next.
Yeah, I like Soul.
I was gonna say
I love Solar
this
Blade.
is the first one that sounded like it had some lyrics, I guess, in it.
Yeah, they were kind of
No?
sped up and like they
Yeah,
were
yeah,
sped
yeah.
up
Yeah,
and like kind of put in with the instrumental. They're not like
Yeah.
mixed up front or anything. But
Are
yeah.
they British? These people sounded British.
Yeah, Iglooghost.
he's English.
Yeah, he's English.
Okay.
So he does a lot
English.
of the
Sorry, not
rapping
British.
himself, and then kind of
I was
tweaks it.
about to say it sounded like a couple of the British rappers, a couple that I listen to. I don't really listen to that many at all.
Mhm.
It's more like songs. I'm not really into any British rappers except like maybe Skepta a little bit.
Sure.
But again, Skepta's like the most mainstream one anyway, so it's not even.
Yeah, I know Skepta, I know Slow Tie, I know Jay
yeah.
Prince, and that's about it.
There's someone I like named Lady LeSure.
Oh, I know
But,
Little Sims. She's pretty good.
Lil Sims. I haven't heard of her yet.
She's good.
But yeah. So I could hear like the dialect in that also, but also I got a little bit of the. It's like I think it's cinema. I'm sorry to keep relating it to Skrillex. It's just the only like thing I listen. But it's like it's in the cinema song where it's
Yeah.
like
Cinema by Benny Benassi, Skrillex remix.
yeah,
That's
it's
the
like
one.
get up, get down, break this down, mighty babe, gotta break it down.
yeah,
get
yeah.
up, get down, break that back.
Wow,
That's what like,
wow.
it reminded me of.
Drops the beat. Womp, womp.
No, that's,
Let's just sing the
yeah, exactly.
the Skrillex song.
That's what this episode is.
But no, I actually really enjoyed this one because of the
Nice.
speed at which it did, and also I still do like vocals, even if they're sped up like this a lot. So I think if I had to choose favorites, it'd probably be like Solar Blade or White Gum, just because I still do like, even though I couldn't hear any of the rapping, I still enjoy
Sure.
Right.
listening to the lyrics in it.
What was
Yeah, I like Solar Blade a lot. It's funny what you said about it
Solar
being
Blade.
like so fast and stuff like that. It feels very like, for me, I would visualize like a Forza-esque like car. Either I don't know. It was just like a chase or a race. I don't know.
I can
But
see
then
that.
there's that like crazy beat switch in there where it's not. What the fuck is going on outside? It's not like it slows down necessarily, but it like changes a lot. And for me, it's like before then I would picture this like super fast moving car chase, and then right there it's like the camera would like the frame rate would like super slow down, and it'd be like this really cool sweeping slow-mo shot of like drifting around a curve
Yeah.
or going over a jump or something, but the camera would like cut frames like in Need for Speed Undercover when you drive through the construction zones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be kind of like that, except super like speed racer visuals, where it's just like this super saturated color, like animation. And that's kind of what I just saw, like the whole. For some, I literally have no idea why, but that's just kind of what I was picturing.
Need for Speed Undercover, bro. That's memories right there. That's childhood.
Need for Speed Undercover.
Absolutely.
There's
Need
a
for
man in a
Speed.
crane outside my building. I don't know what the fuck's
Oh.
going on.
There's a man with a bird outside your building.
I think he's like window washing or something. There's like a crane.
Is he gonna,
Lock
is he
the
gonna come
windows.
up to your window?
He's coming in.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a guy with a bird outside your building, James?
No, he's on a
So
a fucking
dumb.
mechanical robot crane. You dumb shit.
Wait, like a cyborg crane? Like a
They have those in Colorado.
Like a
Bro, all
cyborg
right,
animal?
someone else take
Okay,
away
all right.
the music video.
Um,
We're on a timetable here.
Yeah.
people.
That's true.
What I thought of Bug Thief and Solar Blade was kind of our protagonist realizing that he's like not hot shit or like as strong as the antagonist. And with Solar Blade, I took the name pretty literally, so like that's like his weapon of choice, and that's him
Oh.
practicing using it and stuff like that. You know?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
hmm
Nick, what about you?
Me?
Yes, you.
Yes.
Solar Blade, yeah, but that was the one with the sped up vocals. I said like that one, and there's a couple other ones that have sped up vocals, and then the Teal Yomi Olivine that's later in the album.
Yeah.
That one has kind of like straightforward vocals.
The most comprehensible ones. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. But with the sped up ones, I said it felt like it could be a music video, some type of montage where it's like someone just a lot of this album made me think of Euphoria, which is strange considering I like started talking about this album mentioning Kirby because they're vastly different age ranges and vibes, but there's a lot of colors in both of them, I guess. But Euphoria, yeah, I said like there's so many times in the show where someone like does a drug and then all kinds of like visual stuff starts happening with colors and frames and distortions, and I felt like that could definitely like this was like Solar Blade was one of the strongest examples of that where the rapping was sped up. It would be like someone did some type of drug that gave them more energy, and then it would speed up that it would be like a part of the show where that happened, where they were at a party and all kinds of stuff started like getting crazy in their brain.
Right.
So.
Nice.
Makes sense.
I feel like I said that very analytically.
You did. It's okay.
Still good though. Still good.
I'm breaking down my vision, my directorial vision,
your creative vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, White Gum for me, Jordan. I know you mentioned you like it a lot. It felt like it should score some sort of fight scene towards the later part, but I just kind of pictured. I think I was kind of vaguely picturing the same like protagonist from the person running before and driving the car, and then them with some other like very silhouetted, like obscured with someone else in some sort of relationship, and then while they're like leaving to go wherever, then they get kind of jumped, and then it's almost like I would picture this one as a prequel to the running scene in Super Underburst.
Okay.
And so it would be kind of setting that up, and then they would leave the whatever with the other person, and then kind of get jumped, and then that's who you find out that they're running from in the alley. But you still never see the attacker. It's
okay. You never see
presence.
Okay.
But then suddenly they're finding themselves on the run as we saw before.
Okay.
Nice. For me in this one, I thought of like the protagonist kind of getting out of like the forest where he found the solar blade, kind of like through ruins, and he meets some like whatever ruin guards or whatever are there. I'm not sure what exactly in the song made me think of like ancient Aztec kind of style, but that's kind of what I was going for with this song.
Okay.
Can see it?
I was a fan of it. Jordan, what about you?
I was just gonna say again, it's pretty much what I had for Solar Blade. I more have thought. Okay, so when you guys said like a thing, I more have thought like a video for like the encompassing songs, whereas like individually, I just kind of listened to them as they were.
Makes sense.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So like, I enjoyed the songs individually, but like all together, I don't know if I like made like a long story out of them, but like, and also my music videos develop over time as well. Like,
right.
Maybe sometimes the first like 10 songs, first 10 times I listen to it, it'll be this. But
right.
As far as just White Gum again, it's just I really like the is it the bass or like the I can't tell if it's the bass or the drums, but I just really like how present they are in those songs.
Absolutely.
And also paired with the rapping, I just really enjoy that song a lot.
Okay.
You are the resident rap expert, Jordan.
It's true.
I am the resident rap expert.
PhD.
Listen, man. Listen, dude, all right. Gotta hold my title.
Exactly.
Purity Shards was a little different mood. It kind of switches a little bit. It kind of goes a little more
Oh yeah.
lowers
the energy a bit.
Which is why I didn't. Again, it was still good. It was just not my favorite,
Sure.
which is why again I like Solar Blade or White Gum the best.
Yeah, right.
But again, I could like listen to this while I'm falling asleep or something. Probably not because it's boring, but because it's just like
It's definitely a lot more.
It's a little more
calm
Zing,
to listen to.
Zing Champ, I think of as much more like peaceful.
Can we get any Zen champs in the chat, please?
For this one, for me, it was like, so I mentioned how like White Gum, it's like, you know, you see the person start to run away, and then for this one, it was like I was back in the same forest as before, except now it's when the sun comes up, but at dawn, it's like dawn. So it was dark before, but now it's dawn, and you can still hear the animals because they're actually in the background of the music, but you don't really see them.
Yeah.
And then when the big bass hits, I would start to see like the sun actually come up, and then you would see the person running from before, but this time instead of running, like watching them run sideways, you're seeing them run towards like the center of the camera, like coming into view, running towards you, and then you can see that they're being, I don't know why, but I just saw like the antagonist that I've been kind of like, the presence is like some sort of weird like evil birds, like a swarm of evil birds coming in, like bird people. I don't fucking know. That one was weird for me, but that's just what I saw them as, and then that kind of, yeah. And then Zing Champ's another one where it really well carries over from Purity Shards into Zing Champ. And for me, that scene would then it would just play out the same scene where the person's running while trying to like hide from the bird creatures, and then there's like that little lull in it.
Right.
And for me, that would be, I saw the person with the protagonist running would like find a little gully or something and think that they got away and they were chilling, and then when the music starts to come back up, they would show up, except this time they start to fight back, and then it just ends with them like kicking bird people ass. I don't know why. That's just, and then
hell yeah.
I think, yeah, and then that just kind of ends, like that's where that storyline ended for me. The next 4 were just abstract things for me.
After Zen Champ?
Yeah, that was like the climactic moment for that storyline in my head, and then I just never really pictured it again.
Interesting. For me, with with White Gum, I also thought of it as kind of like an intermission song. So where the protagonist kind of like meditates on what he has to do and where he has to go and stuff.
Makes sense.
Let's see. Yeah, and with Zen Champ, that one going into Infinite Mint, where with Zen Champ it was kind of like a witch's house, because there was like that laughing and stuff in there, and all the really weird like high pitch like electric guitar. I thought of her like spells going off and stuff, and then right at the end, the protagonist finds this orb that transports him back to his village, and like right at the beginning of Infinite Mint, like with all those hard hitting beats, it's like him seeing the devastation of his village. Like,
I could see that.
Yeah. That was probably one of my favorite starts to one of the songs was Infinite Mint. I love that song.
Yeah, I like that one a lot too.
Yeah, I've never seen the movie Akira, the older movie, but I don't know what made me think of Akira specifically. I think there's some sort of, it's a different language. I'm not sure if it's Japanese, but there's like faster, like I think Japanese vocals in the background of Purity Shards, and because of that, it made me think of anime, and then because it's only a minute and a half, but the beginning of Purity Shards is calmer, then it swells a little bit, and then it gets calmer at the end as well. It just felt like like the summarization of a general movie arc. And I think because Akira was the first anime movie I thought of, I said it felt like a little.
It's a
like
good
and
one.
I know Akira's supposed to be like pretty serious compared to some other like anime shows and stuff. So
Still have not seen that either.
Akira, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know Kanye, like he was influenced by it, or he used something from it. It might have been on Yeezus. It was on something. I can't remember where I heard it. This is a terrible, like, side anecdote thing because I literally like it's just like things I'm grasping at in the fog of my brain.
Sure.
But yeah, I enjoyed Purity Shards, and then Zen Champ was pretty good too. I didn't have like an explicit image for that one or Infinite Mint, I don't think, but I did enjoy Teal Yomi Olivine. I enjoyed that one a lot for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I for Infinite Mint, I kind of would see, like I said, the rest of the album was super abstract for me, and that one I just saw like a lot of really smoothly animated like crashing waves the waves crashing would speed up and slow down as like the bass built, and then when it dropped it would kind of slow down, and then as more music came into it, I kind of like the scene stayed static, but then the camera slowly like would spiral around it and then kind of have like a super slow zoom towards just whatever the center of the focus was.
Yeah.
And Teal Yomi was also kind of the same thing for me, where it just started in a super ethereal space, like just super abstract, and then there would just be like color and patterns, and then whenever the narration and the talking starts, I wouldn't even see a full face. It would just kind of be like the lower half of a face, like mid nose down, just talking into like at the camera in this weird like colorful void.
Okay.
I don't know. It was super weird.
Super weird.
Super weird.
I definitely like how it starts picking up after Infinite Mint and what is it, Teal Yomi?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yami?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just looking at that word. I was like, wow, I actually don't know how to pronounce that at all. I was just like, sorry, I was just in awe for a second. But I like how it picks up again because it kind of lulled in the middle and it got a little bit boring for me. So I was just glad that like it picked up a little bit more. Great songs though. I really do like them. If I had to I was with Jamie. Jamie, you said Infinite Mint's the one that's like you heard waves, right? Or was that Teal? I was about to say I also kind of felt that like it was just very like up and down. I don't know. I kind of just agree with you on that. Just the way the music goes in that one, and then Teal Yomi was a little bit more chaotic. It's like okay, because this music's so like just like sounds, it's hard for me to describe it sometimes. I'm just like trying to think, and I'm a little stuck, but no, I really like Teal Yomi though. Again, the drums are just really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whenever I hear like rapping in this album, I always think of it as some kind of boss fight or just fight in general.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see it.
And then there's in Pale Eyes, there's the start of like the like village singing or whatever kind of samples those are. I always think of it as the protagonist, like that's his theme.
Okay. Makes sense.
So that's definitely with with Teal Yomi. I thought of that as like one of the final fights, and then going on to Peanut Choker, and then God Grid being like the boss battle.
Yeah, okay. I can definitely see it. It definitely picks way back up more.
Absolutely.
With that first drop in Peanut Choker, and then kind of just continued for the rest of the album.
Yeah, I was gonna say in Teal Yomi real quick. I did like the rapping part at the end because his voice gets a little bit deeper on it, and it starts doing that. I kind of like when songs do like that deep voice thing where it's like, oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. Again, I'm really bad at using like actual terms.
No,
I'm
you
just,
know,
like,
we know what you mean.
rolling down in the
Would
deep.
Exactly.
not even that not even that early.
No,
But-
that's what you're talking about, right?
no, yeah. It's like a little bit more intense than that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Astronaut in the
I
Ocean
kind of
is the anti-song of the summer.
apparently it is. Everyone's shitting on that one. But yeah, wrapping up my things. It was just they were just more abstract colors and patterns. But then with that, like, I kind of when the strings come in to God Grid or however that's said, it would kind of all the scenes I saw before would show up in like really small forms and like kind of like the camera would stay still, but the objects like the scenes would just kind of appear and then just kind of like drift around a little bit, and then like the album ended, and I was like, okay, I don't know what, but there it is. It was weird. A lot of this came to me while I was just like walking Leo around, so it was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool
The
how
brain's weird.
you kind of like decipher more of the songs. Like the more you listen to them, you find more parts to kind of grasp onto.
Yeah.
Which I also really liked about this album.
I gotcha. Well, I Ethan, I know you've got to go soon.
Okay, fine.
Do we want to
rate
what the fuck was I just saying?
Are we gonna
rate it.
rate?
What,
We're
do
gonna
we-
announce,
any-
and then
any
we're gonna
final
do
thoughts first.
Favorite song.
Any,
We'll
like-
do favorite song.
Yeah. For me, I think it's probably. I think it's still Pale Eyes or Infinite Mint is also really good.
Okay.
it is really good.
Runner up.
Yeah, I
would
liked Teal Yomi Olivine, and I liked Bug Thief was good, and
Bug Thief,
I love
nice.
I love the title Peanut Choker. I just love
Peanut
that.
Choker,
The title's
yeah.
great. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I think like that a lot. My favorite is White Gum. Still, I just like
White
that
Gum?
one a lot.
Okay.
I like the rapping.
For me, I would probably say Super Ink Burst is my favorite.
That's a really good
Okay.
one.
So good.
That's the thing. I like Pale Eyes a lot, but I also like it in conjunction.
Right,
with,
paired with-
Ink Burst. Yeah,
Mhm.
a lot. All right. So I guess any final thoughts before we give a quick rating?
good.
Yeah, I think so. Happy birthday to Iglooghost. It was his birthday 2 days ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Happy birthday,
British man.
He's-
British EDM
I
man.
mean, yeah,
Not really
British
EDM, just electronic.
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. Well, I guess Ethan, you chose it, so you can start off with your rating, and then either Nick or Jordan and I can throw out mine at the end and announce next week.
I would say we'll give it 8.5. 8.5, I would say, yeah.
Okay.
Crisp.
Nice.
Nice.
Either Nick or Jordan. I don't.
I'm gonna go with a 6.75.
Oh, okay.
6.75.
0.75. I'm gonna give it a straight up 5.
Just perfectly average.
Okay.
Perfectly average.
This
So
album
he has
was neither good nor
6.75.
bad.
No thoughts.
Fully neutral.
Fully neutral.
Thoughts.
And I
At
think
empty.
I'm gonna rock with a 6.6.
Okay.
Oh.
6.6 for me. It's
Okay.
because I like electronic music. This one is a little different from like what my taste has evolved into. I'm very much on the like Glass Animals style
Right.
of electronic music. But I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
But some parts, like I said, it was just it was weirdly stressful for me.
No,
to-
it's an extremely experimental, stressful experience. That's kind of why I
It was
wanted
cool,
to
though.
show you guys it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate it, and I enjoyed kind of. Oh yeah, this is episode 52, so technically a full year of weeks, even though we've had weeks here or there. So yeah, you know, it was fun to mix it up a little bit, bring it back in from
yeah.
a very brief hiatus. I don't think it can be called a hiatus. It's
No,
just a break.
definitely not.
Yeah.
Sabbatical.
Yeah, kind of. But we're back in our weekly grind because next week, specifically the week, we are going to be doing we're more Uncharted waters for our genre listings. We're gonna be doing Emperor of the Sand. Okay. In editing, I'm now realizing that it is actually Emperor of Sand, not of the Sand, by Mastodon. So, if you search it, you'll still probably find it. But I just wanted to say the correct album title, just in case. Okay, back to the episode. Bye-bye. By
Mastodon? Ooh!
With, we're going to be rejoined by our barking friend, Zach. He's going to be coming back on.
I'm actually really excited for this.
I mean, I think out of all the albums we've done, this is going to be the most outside of my wheelhouse. So I'm also excited to just be like forced to listen to a Mastodon album.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Like the most metal I go is Nothing Else Matters and Fade to Black by Metallica.
Bro, Hardwired for Self-Destruction? Hardwired to Self-Destruct, that's what it's called. The newest Metallica album? It's a good one.
Is it good? No, maybe I'll check it out. But yeah, so that's exciting. And then... Oh! I never even said. So the overall rating is 6.71. Sorry, it's been a
minute,
guys. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I'm
Cut him some slack.
Not malpractice. That's
malpractice.
Malpractice. All right. I just clicked the rating and I lost it. I'm falling apart. Okay, so that puts it. It puts it at an overall rating of 6.71, with it coming in at number 29, which is, and it's actually not tied. It is solidly 29, right between Steady Glow by In Her Own Words. Oh my god. And then it's above Being So Normal and White Bronco.
Okay.
Nice.
So solidly in there.
I'll take it.
And now with this year, I hope to maybe do some data analysis and figure out what I want to do with that soon, because we have quite the rating sheet now.
Wow.
Yeah, and now we're out of order. I've already announced next week's album before this rating. I
don't think the listener's going to really.
They're gonna care. David's gonna care.
care.
But yeah, so I guess really quickly we can just bang out what we've been listening to this week. For me, Billy put out a new single. Been listening to that.
Oh.
I still haven't heard it.
I haven't listened to that much music. Doja put out a new single. Once again, very horny. But I'm excited for her album. I'm excited for Planet Her. I think it's in July. Excited for that. And then I honestly haven't listened to that much music. I've caught up on my podcast, and I've been really just getting into listening to Rhett and Link's podcast a lot.
Oh, nice.
I listen to a lot of
Ear Biscuits.
Yeah, I talked about Enneagram for the last 2 weeks, and I'm like, I kind of want to do some Enneagram shit. See, analyze.
It doesn't take long. I did an Enneagram quiz, and I was surprised how accurate it was. It was like
you got type bitch.
Wait, what's
They're all so accurate.
They're all like
it's like
INFJ.
a personality thing.
Mine's BITCH.
No, it's like a type 1 all the way through 9, and it's kind of like.
Oh yeah.
It's like
yeah.
We can look at that later.
I forget what the INFJ
yeah, so that's
thing
just
is.
what I've been listening.
Might be Myers-Briggs. I don't know.
That's the Myers-Briggs.
Yeah,
okay.
that's the Myers-Briggs one.
Someone else go.
I listened to the new Lorde single. I'm gonna listen to the new Tyler the Creator single after this. He's starting his album rollout.
True.
Bleachers has 2 new good singles. I used to think he was a little hit or miss. Jack Antonoff solo stuff, also known as Adam Lebrecht, the guest from the last podcast.
As we saw in Photograph Evidence.
Yes,
I know.
And then Claro's new single's good, and I've also been listening to a lot of Bahamas, Dawes, and Kings of Leon. Those are my classic bands.
Of course.
All right, wrap it up.
Polo G came out with a new album, and there's a song called Clueless that features Pop Smoke and Fabio Foreign, which I had already been listening to, but apparently it wasn't released, but I found it on Spotify, so I was like, I don't know how this got here, how it stayed up for this long, but I was like, oh, a new song, and then I heard it, I was like, wait, this is just This is just this song. There was a new Pop Smoke song with Migos too. I haven't explored that too much, but I think it was decent. But then I listened to a lot of Fabio Foreign. There's a lot of, it kept like recommending me stuff with it. And there's like I don't know if you guys know that TikTok audio that's like it's like Russian, and the like premise of it was like me something and then someone else something, but they would like have like their hands going like this and be like, "God, it's time," and like the phone would be looking up.
Yes.
Dude, he's featured on that. He's featured on a remix of that song. Fabio Foreign is.
That's weird.
It's so weird. Here, let me.
It is a good trend.
We'll show it to you guys
I know
after,
the song. The best trend on TikTok right now is the Adult Swim one, though. Those do not.
Oh my god, those are so
miss.
good.
I love them so much. I saw one that I was like, this looks like a professionally done one, and it was just like a guy in his backyard.
Yeah.
Did you see the one with the oscilloscope, Jamie?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that one was really
Oh
good.
yeah, I have too, dude. That one was
crazy.
crazy. That was crazy. It was crazy.
Ethan, what have
But
you
yeah.
been listening to?
Sound us
oh, wait,
off,
Jordan,
Ethan.
were you still?
No,
No, Jordan's
that's
done.
done.
It's
Okay.
Ethan's turn.
Shut the fuck.
I have been listening to Iglooghosts' newest album, Leyline Eon. It's really good. It's a little different from Neo Wax Bloom. Sylph Fossil sounds like a Corpse song, if you guys know him. Just
Corpse.
yeah, just super.
Corpse husband.
Corpse Husband.
He played Among Us. I love him.
I love his Among Us playthrough. Other than that, a lot of like just Boy Pablo, Japanese House, Still Woozy, classics,
Okay.
stuff like that. Yeah,
I know a song by
Nice.
Japanese House.
she's
Coincidentally.
awesome. She's great.
She was pretty good.
Kimono.
Wow. That seems a little insensitive of you, Jamie.
Just a bit of.
No, what do they call like they? I know it's not kimono. That's a clothing.
No, that's a restaurant
What?
in
Is it-
Clemens,
is it-
North
no.
Carolina.
Is it a pagoda? Is that the like arch top?
I don't know.
Okay,
I have no
never
idea.
I
mind.
think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the word.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Ethan, thank you for coming on. We know
Yes,
you've got to
thank you.
go.
Yeah, thank you for having me
Technical
again.
Difficulties.
Yeah,
out of
sorry
the
for
way
all
by
the-
time you
Yeah,
come on
no,
again.
you're
Yeah,
fine.
I'm gonna throw away my computer.
That's
at
fine.
least Vic didn't log you out of Discord.
That
this
is true.
time and
That is
have
true.
Just that shit show happen. I feel like our process works so well until we like do guest spots, and then like everything fucks up.
Everything
Like,
falls
I'm
apart.
super late to the episode with Adam again. It's been a whole chaotic time, but yeah. Once again, thank you, listener, for listening this week. And remember to tune in next week, where we're going to be taking a look at Emperor of the Sand by Mastodon. Zach's going to be coming back on. That's exciting. Be sure to listen to it, once, twice, 3, or more times, up to you. But just so you can kind of mentally join in the discussion with us. Feel free to either leave a comment about your thoughts on this week's album on YouTube, or you can also tweet them at us. We're on Twitter at @ListUpPodcast, and also we're now on Instagram at ListenUpPod. If you're not on Twitter, just wanted to plug that too. It'll be the same thing, announcements for stuff. Maybe when we get together, we'll take pictures. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, once again, on Instagram, that's ListenUpPod. And that account, as well as all of our personal handles, are going to be in the description of wherever you found this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, you could throw a rating or a review our way wherever you got this podcast. That helps us out a little bit. And just kind of make sure you follow the socials, because stay tuned. We're going to be having some exciting various announcements of things in the coming few weeks. So stay tuned for that as well. But for now, we'll catch you next week, and remember to listen up.